The Pacesetter ULT 2002D has over 1,200 built-in utility and decorative sewing stitches. This includes 5 overcasting stitches that can utilize the included side cutter foot, allowing you to cut away excess fabric in a seam much the way a serger does. Choose this piecing stitch from the quilting group. Align the edge of your fabric with the side of your basic sewing foot and achieve a perfect 1/4 inch seam. Select this stitch, use monofilament thread on the top and sewing thread in the bobbin, and you have a hand-quilted look for your projects. You'll love the selection of heirloom stitches on the ULT 2002D, and with 15 buttonholes to choose from, you'll be able to create the right buttonhole for your garment and fabric selection. The automatic buttonhole foot means you'll create exactly the right size buttonholes every time. Just place your button in the back of the foot and tighten the plate around the button. Snap on the buttonhole foot, lower the buttonhole lever, and create your buttonhole. It's that easy. For applications like sewing a patch onto a sleeve, the Pacesetter ULT 2002D will not only sew backwards and forwards, but laterally as well, with both a straight stitch or a zigzag stitch. You can also sew a diagonal straight stitch, perfect for those hard-to-reach places. You can choose to reinforce some of your utility stitches. Select a stitch with parallel lines over it for a back stitch, or a stitch with a dot for a drilling stitch. Press the reverse icon, and the ULT 2002D will sew the chosen reinforcement stitch at the beginning of your seam. When your seam is finished, touch the reverse stitch on the head of the machine, and it will automatically sew the same reinforcement stitch to end your seam. Choose the scissors icon with a reinforced stitch, and the ULT 2002D will automatically cut your upper and lower threads after tying off your stitches. You can horizontally mirror image many of your utility stitches by touching the mirror image icon. Twin needle sewing is also an option with some stitches. Choose a stitch. If the twin needle icon is gray, twin needle sewing is not available for that stitch. If it is green, a twin needle can be used. When sewing fabrics like denim or polar fleece, or when using decorative stitches such as a satin stitch, you may want to change your stitch length or width. The ULT 2002D allows you to temporarily change the default settings of your utility stitches. Choose the stitch, change the stitch length or width, then touch the memory button. Even when you turn off the machine, the new settings remain. Press the reset button, then memory, to return the stitch to the factory settings, or program in new settings, and press the memory icon. The ULT 2002D has an impressive collection of decorative stitches for sewing, including satin stitches, cross stitches, and fonts. Choose a stitch, touch the toggle button with the stars, and choose to sew the pattern continuously or only once. Many of the decorative stitches in the machine can be mirror imaged both horizontally and vertically. Choose large or small size for many of your decorative stitches. All of your decorative stitches can be combined with each other to form beautiful, interesting, and fun patterns. Choose a stitch, then choose one or more additional stitches. If you choose a stitch you don't want, press Delete, then choose the one you do want. If you want to create a continuously stitching pattern, press the star toggle key. To check the entire stitch sequence, touch the green check button. A screen opens that shows you exactly what you've programmed. Touch the memory icon to save your design to the machine's large capacity memory. If you want the design to stop at the end of the stitch sequence, just touch the star toggle key while the machine is stitching to switch from repeat motif to single motif, and the machine will automatically complete a stitch sequence and then stop. The ULT 2002D even has a grouping of utility stitches, including heirloom stitches, which can be manipulated in the same way that decorative stitches can. Combine and mirror image utility or heirloom stitches for an even wider array of creative possibilities. To retrieve design combinations that you have created and saved to the machine's memory, touch the memory pocket icon on the character and decorative stitches main screen. Touch the pockets to see which pattern combination they contain. When you find the one you want, press Retrieve, and you're ready to sew your design. One group of decorative stitches, the 7mm satin stitch, can utilize the elongation feature of the ULT 2002D. Choose a stitch from this group, and it appears with a default elongation of 3. Press the elongation icon to change the setting to between 1 and 5. You can combine different elongation settings of the same stitch or combine different stitches, as well as mirror image your selection. These stitches can also be stepped. For example, choose a stitch, press the right-facing arrow twice. Choose the stitch again, then press the left-facing arrow twice. Save the design to memory. Touch the stars icon to repeat the pattern, then sew. The ULT 2002D has a unique feature called My Custom Stitch. This feature allows you to create your own sewing stitches for your projects. Plan your design on the included graph paper, then transfer the design to the graph on the machine screen. When you're finished programming the design, press Sewing, save the design to the memory of the machine, and then sew your pattern. You can change the stitch length and width of the pattern, just as you can with many of the built-in sewing stitches. My Custom Stitch, a guide for Brother Pacesetter owners, is a wonderful reference for learning to master this feature. The book also has a selection of stitches and projects for you to try. It's available from your authorized Brother Pacesetter dealer.